Greetings and welcome back to room 303 in our chats with Emily, as we're calling our readings through the poems of Emily Dickinson contained in the Johnson edition. We turned out a poem 144, She Bore It Till the Simple Veins, another theodicy poem, another questioning of why must there be pain, why must there be suffering, another poem about loss and, some will argue, victory here. It is a tribute poem. We've seen these several times. A tribute poem to an unnamed person. Now, our assumptions are that you've been following our stuff at learnstrong.net, down that left-hand side, Chats with Emily, our playlist. I'm hopeful that you've already experienced our introductory set of comments. I'm hopeful that you've already worked through our preceding 143 poems we just finished with For Every Bird a Nest. Now, in some ways, we're back to poem 53 and the courtier's quaint, but we're also back to Emily as theologian. And as we've commented, her reading of the King James Version of the Bible is ubiquitous throughout our study of her poetry. One of the passages clearly in her mind in this poem was the passage from Revelation 2:10. In the King James Version it reads like this: "Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that you may be tried, and you shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life." Now, I have said that a lot of the poems that deal with the issues of death and dying and loss have a lot to do, I believe, with Emily's study of Plato's Phaedo. That classic text, we've given full lectures at learnstrong.net on this text. That classic text where you have Socrates sitting in his jail cell. He has been put in prison, to use the language of Revelation 2:10. And he soon will drink his hemlock poison. And his disciples, his followers, his students are all heartbroken. And what is Socrates? Well, he's giddy. He's giddy to go on his next journey, on his next odyssey. Let's enjoy this poem, 144. She bore it till the simple veins traced azure on her hand, till pleading round her quiet eyes the purple crayons stand. Till daffodils had come and gone, I cannot tell the sum. And then she ceased to bear it, and with the saints sat down. No more her patient figure at twilight soft to meet, no more her timid bonnet upon the village street, but crowns instead and courtiers, and in the midst so fair, whose but her shy, immortal face, of whom we're whispering here. I love the final line of whispering here, the intimacy of that, as we are talking, whispering about this individual who bore it. Notice again, she, but an unnamed she. We don't know who this is. Bore it. 6 poems will use this phrase, bore it. In 296 it was, which bore it best. She bore it till the simple veins. Well, back with the word simple to poem 23. 32 poems, she loves this word simple. Simple veins traced azure on her hand, in other words, came to her death. Notice the repetition of till pleading round her quiet eyes. We go from simple to quiet. The purple crayon stand. This is not crayons as in the thing you guys wrote with, but rather the French word for a colored pencil, right? In other words, as death happens, Emily is focusing specifically on that dying moment. And then we're to the third till daffodils had come and gone, maybe into the fall. I cannot tell the sum. Do you guys remember at poem 140 that we just finished with a few seconds ago? Do you remember that the way it was played out here with I cannot tell? Fern odors on untraveled roads, all this and more, I cannot tell. Same game being played here. I cannot tell the sum. And then she ceased to bear it, back to the first line, and with the saints sat down. 16 poems. She'll use the word saints or saintly. No more her patient figure. So notice we have this idea of who she was. Patient figure at twilight soft to meet. No more her timid bonnet upon the village street. So clearly, whoever it is she's speaking of, whoever it is that she's paying tribute to, it is someone who was courageous. But crowns instead. Now, obviously, to Revelation 2:10, right? Crown of life. And courtiers. You'll remember the courtier's quaint of poem 53. And in the midst, so fair. In other words, She, like Dante hoping to be among the great poets in limbo in the Divine Commedia. We've given full lectures at learnstrong.net. She was in the midst of all of these others with crowns and the courtiers quaint, so fair, whose but her shy, notice the word shy, 17 poems she'll use this word, immortal face of whom we're whispering here. In other words, what are we saying it to a death is hard to accept. It is necessary, of course, and therefore to have lived a good life, it needs to have some tribute. At Tubi, I love her word choices of simple, quiet, patient, timid, shy. All those words work rather well. Poem 53 comes to mind again for us. You'll remember it. Taken from men this morning, carried by men today, met by the gods with banners who marshaled her away. One little maid from playmates, one little mind from school. There must be guests in Eden. All the rooms are full, far as the east from even, dim as the border star. Courtiers quaint in kingdoms are departed are. We commented on this already, this wonderful poem. I like to think not only of Plato's Phaedo, but I like to think of Dylan Thomas's Do Not Go Gentle Into That Good Night. Rage against the dying of the light. We've given a full lecture at learnstrong.net. Which leads us now to 3B and how you can own a poem like this. What is, do you believe, the best way to go to the van? As we've said, they taught it to us, guys, when we were quite young, swinging at the park, and some adults said, you got to go to the van. And we said, I don't want to go to the van. No, honey, you can't swing at a park forever. Everybody's got to go to the van. You don't get to swing forever. You've not met any 200-year-old people. And because that is a fact, how well will you swing? And when you finally have to go to the van, what's the best way to go? Is it patiently, as what's being celebrated here? Or maybe, as Dylan Thomas suggests to his father, rage against the dying of the light? I'm hopeful that Emily's poems are challenging you. Thank you.